youth seeking knowledge. The future leaders of America. The doctors, lawyers, businessmen, engineers, teachers, and ministers. The young men and women who will build a better tomorrow. To these receptive minds, the Jewish Chautauqua Society brings knowledge that helps develop understanding and appreciation of Judaism and its contributions to civilization. You and I have a vital stake in this work because it is creating a better democracy in which to bring up our children in America. New York is the national home of the Union of American Hebrew Congregations and its affiliates. On the fourth floor is the National Federation of Temple Brotherhoods, which sponsors the Jewish Chautauqua Society. From these offices, the nationwide program of the Society is directed. I'm Ben Grauer, your narrator. Before showing you the work the Society is now doing in the field, I'd like to tell you something of its fascinating early history. The late Rabbi Henry Berkowitz, known as the Beloved Rabbi, was the founder of the Society and did more than any other man to create better understanding of Judaism through education. The name Chautauqua comes from Lake Chautauqua in New York, home of the Chautauqua Institution, whose lecturers spread ideas and culture as far back as grandfather's day. The Jewish Chautauqua Society was incorporated in Philadelphia in 1893, and this is the original charter. It states, "The object of this corporation shall be the dissemination of knowledge of the Jewish religion." In its early days, the Society conducted summer institutes at mountain and seaside resorts. Then, in 1909, a leading Southern educator conducting the Summer School of the South at the University of Tennessee in Knoxville asked the Jewish Chautauqua Society to assign a scholar to bring to their students some knowledge of Jewish history and literature. The educator who made that request is a Christian. From his home in Washington, let's have him tell you the story. Here is the former United States Commissioner of Education, now 91 years young, Dr. Philander P. Claxton.
In 1909, it occurred to me that it would be helpful to have courses in the literature and history of the Jews given by eminent Jewish scholars. I had learned that most people knew little or nothing of Judaism. I also knew the prejudice against the Jews, even among our democratic American people. Prejudice is judgment before knowledge. Inquiries led me to the Rabbi Henry Berkowitz of the Jewish Chautauqua Society. Berkowitz assigned a young professor at the Hebrew Union College, Rabbi Julian Morgenstern, and the choice proved to be a most fortunate one. There was, as expected, some objection to having a Jew teach the Bible to Christian people as literature. Most of these were ignorant of the fact that there was other Jewish literature. Besides teaching classes, Morgenstern also gave some lectures to the whole school. When the first lecture was over and we had started down the aisle, we were met by a prominent minister of Knoxville, excited and angry. "Why have you brought this Jew here," he said, "to insult the ministers of this city? He should be sent away at once." Others echoed his sentiments. My reply was, "The winds blow freely under this provision. Lecturers are expected to say what they think to be the truth and to give their reasons for it." The storm blew over. As a result of Rabbi Morgenstern's classroom teaching and lectures, we were glad to have him back again in later years, and then to have other rabbis succeed him. It is good for us in America and elsewhere to know at first hand the heart and mind of all the peoples among us, and of all with whom we have vital relations. I advise the Jewish Chautauqua Society to continue it and extend its wonderful work, and I am delighted at the progress it has made in the years that followed.
The first Goodwill Ambassador assigned by the Jewish Chautauqua Society became the president and is now the President Emeritus of the Hebrew Union College, the leader and teacher of rabbis. Here is Dr. Morgenstern in his office at the college in Cincinnati.
During that first summer in 1909, I gave, upon request, a course of lectures upon the general theme, Judaism at the time of the rise of Christianity. Naturally, I had to speak about Jesus and his life and work, and about the activities and aims of Paul, and about Christianity in general. I tried sincerely to be objective and to be animated by complete sympathy for my Christian audience and for Christianity in general. Despite the initial antagonism of the ministers of the city, the class received what I had to give them in a very satisfactory manner. And very quickly, a relationship of mutual understanding and confidence was established between us. The following summer, there were 7 ministers enrolled in my class. The effect of this is immeasurable. The seed thus sown was bound to bear precious fruit in the course of time. In the 44 years which have elapsed since then, this work has been extended by the Jewish Chautauqua Society to many institutions. It makes for better mutual understanding of the fundamentals of both Judaism and Christianity. It makes for religious fraternity, and it makes a distinct contribution to the content of American culture. In every way, this work merits the generous support of all American Jews.
From that pattern has evolved the present educational program of the Jewish Chautauqua Society, which has spread to 900 colleges and is now a recognized and respected part of the American educational scene. Particularly since the Temple Brotherhoods adopted the Chautauqua Society as their project in 1939, the work has expanded rapidly. Now, 450 colleges each year invite the Society to send them rabbis. To date, 350 rabbis have been used in the work, which is conducted on a strictly academic and non-denominational plane. Let's go to Brown University in Providence, Rhode Island, on a typical Jewish Chautauqua visit. What does a rabbi do at a college? Well, first he might address the student assembly. Today's topic is the roots of character in a living faith. But let's listen in as Rabbi Jacob Shankman of New Rochelle, New York, concludes his remarks at the Brown Chapel.
The roots of that man's faith were in the bold biblical words, "Am I my brother's keeper?" It was nourished on the prophetic cry, "Have we not all one Father? Hath not one God created us?" From this living faith in the brotherhood of man, there emerged a Jew who stood ready at all times to meet every human need and to answer every human cry. This was the secret of his shining and his saintly character. As I leave these thoughts with you about the roots of character in a living faith, I am reminded of the answer of a great preacher who was asked, what road should a man take to get character? "Turn to the right," he said. "Turn to the right and keep going." That is the way of character. That is the way of a living faith.
The rabbi remains for periods ranging from a day to a week, lecturing to students in their classes in philosophy, social science, or Bible. In this class, the rabbi is explaining Jewish ceremonial objects. The Torah contains the 5 books of Moses, the 10 Commandments, the background of the religion and ethics of the civilized Western world. The menorah, symbol of Hanukkah and the struggle of the Maccabees, and symbols of Passover, the matzah and the Kiddush cup of wine, ceremonies that Jesus observed. All these symbols we wish our Christian neighbors to understand. Understanding of our ritual music is important too. This is the watchword of our faith. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. In 18 universities, the Jewish Chautauqua Society has conducted resident lectureships for more intensive study, with students receiving full college credit for taking a rabbi's course on Judaism. To follow up the rabbi's visit, the Society gives Jewish reference books to the college library. To date, 30,000 selected volumes have been donated on request of the colleges. These reference texts provide authentic background material and are coordinated with classroom study. Special displays frequently are arranged in the library. Informal sessions are held by the rabbis with college students after classes. Leading educators have recognized that these frank and open discussions do much to relieve Christian students of any preconceived notions about Jews and Judaism and help them to become better Americans.
So you see, petitional prayer is on a lower level than aspirational prayer, which expresses man's upreaching towards God.
Why didn't the Jews accept Jesus?
Well, the problem for the Jews was that Jesus was not only a man, but came to be regarded by Christians as the Son of God. But they could accept him as a man, but not as the Son of God. Many Jews think that Jesus was a Jew, he was raised in a Jewish family, he lived as a Jew, and he taught many great moral, ethical, and spiritual lessons which are in keeping with the Jewish heritage.
Yes, I see, but then why did the Jews crucify Jesus?
Actually, they didn't. Crucifixion was not a Jewish form of punishment. It was a Roman form of punishment. The Romans crucified many people. In fact, in connection with Jesus, the very inscription which they put upon the cross, I-N-R-I, Jesus of Nazareth, the King of the Jews, you can see that that was a slur, a dig and an insult to the Jews.
What is the difference between the Jewish and the Christian Bible?
The Jewish Bible is what Christians call the Old Testament. It consists of the Torah, or the law, the prophecies, the wisdom literature, the prayers and the hopes of the ancient Jewish people. The Christian Bible consists of the Old Testament and the New Testament, which contains the story of the life of Jesus and the teachings of and about Jesus.
Rabbi, why are most Jews merchants?
Actually, they're not. Many Jews are factory workers, white-collar workers, and even farmers. I suppose that there are just as many Jews in the professions, in law or medicine or in teaching, as there are of other religious groups.
Why have the Jews been persecuted through the centuries?
The question which you ask is one of the unhappy commentaries on the history of man, because it is a question of tragedy. You see, we Jews have been a small people. We've been adherents of a small faith, and so we've been vulnerable. We've had a different religion, and the concepts such as mutual respect and the right to be different, these concepts were not known. And so the Jew was persecuted for being different. We hope that such concepts will one day be accepted by all humanity, and that such stories of persecution will end for all time.
One of the newer phases of the Jewish Chautauqua interfaith adventure is its practice of sending rabbis to serve for a week as counselor teachers at Christian church summer camps throughout the country. This is producing some of the warmest and most constructive human experiences, reaching teenage Christian minds before any anti-Semitic prejudices can become deeply ingrained. Here's one of several hundred church camps to which the Jewish Chautauqua Society has been invited to send rabbis. The Christian church camps appreciate having a rabbi on their staff, teaching their children about the original sources of the Bible. Why? Ministers have answered. It helps our young people become better Christians. Some of these children never had seen a Jew before, much less a rabbi. Others never dreamed a rabbi could be a good ball player. At the conclusion of this camp period, there was a candle lighting ceremony. Rabbi Avraham Soltis of East Orange, New Jersey, was called upon for a parting message.
As one light kindles another, so nobleness enkindles nobleness. May all these lights, kindled each from the other, help penetrate the darkness and light the way of life.
To realize this goal of better understanding, to expand this vital, positive program of education to more colleges, church camps, and libraries, and to the American home on radio and television, more and larger individual JCS annual memberships are needed. The torch, symbol of enlightenment, is the symbol of the Jewish Chautauqua Society. Are you a member? If not, join the Jewish Chautauqua Society now and help keep this torch burning, a beacon light of understanding, so that our children will have a better world to live in, free from the prejudices